Assalamu alaikum and welcome to An Nur the Light. The creation of life is truly a miracle. Bringing a child into this world is sadly something many couples struggle with. BioArt specializes in reproductive technologies, assisting couples with fertility and the blessing of having children. We went to find out more.
It is a little-known fact that nearly 15% of South African couples experience fertility problems, with many resorting to fertility treatment as a last resort in order to realize their dream of having a family.
The notion is that, Africa is overpopulated. And, when somebody talks about fertility in Africa, they say, well, is there a need? Why are you involving yourself in fertility? But the fact of the matter is that it's an international problem. There are those who have, and those who have many, okay? And there's also those who don't have at all.
I've probably been in practice for over 20 years doing general obstetrics and gynecology, and it was very rewarding. But there was always a problem when we encountered patients that had difficulty in falling pregnant. And that's where I started having a focus and an interest in infertility.
BioArt is one of the leading fertility institutes in Africa, an acronym for Bio-Assisted Reproductive Technology. The clinic originated as a collaborative effort with a fertility clinic in Copenhagen, Denmark, and today the clinic provides world-class fertility treatment.
The brand BioArt itself started about nine years ago. We basically involve ourselves with fertility treatment, all aspects of fertility treatment where couples have been trying for about at least a year and are unable to conceive, and that's when we have to apply fertility treatment.
We specialize in assisted reproductive technology. That would include IVF, microinsemination, artificial insemination, or rather basically any method to get someone who is infertile to fall pregnant.
We first need to assess a patient, find out the cause of infertility. Is it a male factor infertility? Is it female factors? Sometimes there's a combination of male and female infertility, and try and figure out what type of treatment programs they would require.
The clinic has celebrated many firsts and is home to pioneering fertility specialists, two of only a small number of experts in South Africa qualified in both laboratory and clinical aspects of fertility.
We've always believed that we should be at the forefront of technology, and we have a number of firsts in this country. The very first laser system ever brought into South Africa was the one that we had. We were the first to start in vitro maturation. We were the first to start oocyte vitrification. That's freezing of oocytes and egg banking. Type of thing. We were the first in telemedical systems. That means communicating with images from our systems to international systems and troubleshooting things like that. So that was something that we started way back in 1997, 98. And subsequently, of course, now the technology is catching up, but we were way ahead at the time. There were a number of other things that we did as first. Some of it I don't even remember. And we look forward to more research and more development in this area.
The clinic uses state-of-the-art advanced reproductive technologies, including in vitro fertilization and ICSI treatment, offering a solution to people looking for an answer to infertility.
Well, the success rate of infertility, usually what you're looking at worldwide would be around 30%. Our success rate at the moment is between 38 and 40%, which you may think is very low, but is actually quite high. The thing with infertility is that it's never guaranteed, okay? Likewise, a natural conception is never guaranteed. I mean, that is why people have miscarriages, and that is why people have infertility, because there is no guarantee. Knowing that we can give a child to someone who was told previously that you will never father a child or that you will never be able to carry a baby, and to actually make that dream come true, for me, that has to be the ultimate highlight. It's seeing that joy, seeing that dream come true. You know, every pregnancy for us is a success for the patient as well as for us. And we celebrate it. It's euphoric because, you know, just to know that you have made that difference in that person's life, words cannot express that.
They're going through so much financially. They're going through so much socially. A positive pregnancy is the favorite part. It's the best thing ever. We do see multiple pregnancies as well, but any positive and any successful story is the best dose for the day.
For some, infertility is a sad reality, but thanks to the pioneering efforts of specialists like the Bio team, new hope is possible for people wishing to become parents.
Our next segment is a space that strives to open up your horizons to different, exciting and informative events happening in your area. If you'd like your events advertised on the show, do let us know via email or social media at least 1 month in advance. Details are on screen.
The Vodacom for You Ballito Spring Fair is just what you need to have fun in the sun. This outdoor celebration is centered on community, family and fun, with sports, games and playground exhibitions for the kids. Exhibitions by local businesses for home, garden and lifestyle products, and even a 5-kilometer trail walk to support breast cancer awareness. Don't miss out on this beautiful outdoor adventure on the 1st and 2nd of October 2016. If you are someone who is married or about to marry or looking to get married in the future, then look no further. Fiqh of Love is the perfect course for you to attend. From the divine sources of Islam combined with the findings of modern scientific research, it prepares you to be the best person you can be for others to love and respect you. Featured topics range from the path to marital self-improvement, the love languages, the differences that attract and repel, the 6 needs, and so much more. Register now for this amazing course and don't miss out. The first Rockman Trail Run kicks off on the 16th of October 2016. This will be an opportunity to test the Rockman terrain at this year's Rockman Triathlon and Duathlon events. With trail running being one of the world's fastest growing sports, you don't want to miss out on this experience for the whole family. Opt for a fun 5-kilometer to a challenging 12-kilometer and even tougher 20 kilometers. There's something for everyone. Entries are limited, so call now and experience this beautiful nature reserve where you will run amongst the indigenous fauna, flora and wildlife. Digital education is the way of the future, and the Digital Education Show has been brought to Africa to help drive the growth of e-learning in education. This event focuses on empowering communities by equipping them with technology that aims to educate and enrich. Many breakthrough technologies are shaping the future of education, and the expo can be attended for free or one can register for the full 2-day conference. Come and view the latest EdTech innovations and attend lectures and speeches on how education is moving forward through the use of technology. The Islamic Society of Morgan's Village Madrasa in Westridge, Mitchells Plain is having its annual Eat and Treat on the 28th of October in aid of raising funds for the madrasa. This is an event not to be missed with a worthy cause. This madrasa plays a vital role in uplifting the surrounding community and shaping future leaders. Held at the beautiful Country Manor in Skarpkraal, Cape Town, the event will offer entertainment through nasheed groups and spiritual upliftment through dhikr and recitations. For more information on this exciting event, contact the numbers on the screen. South Africa's Koeberg nuclear power station remains a first for the country, as well as the continent, and has been in operation for 32 years now. It provides approximately 5% of the energy needed and has proven to be a reliable source of energy.
Koeberg is special because it's, after 32 years of operation, the only nuclear power station in Africa. And we've been operating safely for 32 years. The Koeberg efficiency we look at in terms of plant reliability, how often it runs and how well it runs. And from that perspective, Koeberg does very well, and we compare and benchmark ourselves to international standards for nuclear power stations. And I'm very comfortable that the station runs very well. We've just in the last few days beaten a previous record of Koeberg where we've been online. Both units have been online for close to 200 days. So the units run very well.
There remains much controversy around the cost and need for nuclear energy, but there are valid arguments around both the pros and cons of this.
There are many positives to nuclear. I think probably the main one, and people often forget about this, but nuclear is actually very environmentally friendly. There's no CO2 coming out of the plant. It's located less than about 2 kilometers from the surrounding community, and you will not see any emissions from the power station. You do not get emissions. All the emissions that we do have in terms of nuclear waste is encapsulated and it's stored and kept safely. So from an environmental perspective, it's actually one of the positives of nuclear.
Safety and especially the danger of nuclear fallout remains high on the list, but the team at Koeberg are not only highly skilled, they also belong to the International Atomic Energy Association, the global authority and body.
The IAEA sets the standards for all nuclear facilities internationally, and it makes sense for a Koeberg or any nuclear power station to want to have operations at the highest standards. So it's not really seen as something that is optional for Koeberg. We want to comply with the highest standards internationally for nuclear. Also, we have WANO, the World Association of Nuclear Operators, where Eskom was one of the founder members of that body, which looks at the safety of all the power stations internationally. And more than just ensures the safety, it also tries to set higher and higher benchmarks routinely so that we can learn from the best practices in the industry to keep the plant safe.
Staff undergo regular testing, often engaging in scenarios that could prove life-threatening, not only to them, but to the greater region as well.
The importance of safety at Koeberg cannot be understated. It's paramount in everything that we do. We talk to staff regularly around nuclear safety culture. We talk about the traits that we need to display in terms of nuclear safety, which talks to things like nuclear safety being the key consideration in everything that we do, in terms of decision making, but also the behaviors that we see. So we train staff regularly on nuclear safety and the attributes that's expected. We train people around the human performance, the behaviors that needs to be displayed. We monitor those. The nuclear regulator in South Africa monitors the safety of the power station and the safety culture of staff. So it's a daily part of everything that we do at Koeberg.
There's also a nature reserve situated on the property with fauna and flora endemic to the Cape Floral Kingdom. Members of the public can access the park free of charge, and school groups are often accommodated.
One thing that many may not know is that Koeberg is actually located within a nature reserve, a proclaimed nature reserve. It was proclaimed in 1991. And the decision was made because the site is big, it's over 3,000 hectares. And also we do need to limit the development within the site. There cannot be significant development, and hence it was, the decision was made to have this as a nature reserve. It creates a conducive environment for a nuclear facility to be running in. It also creates a good opportunity for people to get closer to nuclear. So we have people, and the site is open, so people from the surrounding areas regularly make use of the nature reserve, the hiking trails, the walking paths. We've got lots of indigenous flora and fauna that people come to see. So it's actually a unique feature of Koeberg, and something that I think people could take more advantage of.
As South Africa's energy needs continue to grow, cost-effective methods must be found. So far, Koeberg has proven to be reliable, but alternative energies are also vying for a slice of the pie and may prove to be as reliable with less of the concerns associated with nuclear energy. Until then, Units 1 and 2 continue to supply necessary power to the South African energy grid. The Muslim Ummah is a bedrock built upon an immovable foundation of sacred knowledge, providing much relief from life's trials and tribulations. In his book Sacred Knowledge, Aims and Objectives, celebrated scholar Habib Umar bin Hafiz provides thorough knowledge and clarification on the prime fundamentals of dawah. A simplistic yet practical guide, Sacred Knowledge is an essential read for students, teachers and scholars alike. The MedWand is the 21st century digital doctor and is the latest gadget in telemedicine. The mechanism easily connects to any PC or smartphone, linking you to a medical professional via webcam from any location. The device features a built-in pulse oximeter, in-ear thermometer and digital stethoscope. According to Islam, a child must be named speedily after birth, and the name given can be considered a child's first gift, a blessing to them throughout their lives. The Muslim Baby Names app provides a complete database, making name selection effortless. Boasting the largest offline collection of Islamic names with easy-to-search and color-coded catalogs, the Muslim Baby Names app offers both the Arabic origin and the English translation for names in alphabetical listing.
Our aim this year has been to traverse the country to find the perfect balance of things to do, places to see, and the tastiest cuisines to try on your next trip. This week we're in the city of gold, where past, present, and future is on display for all to see.
South Africa's path to democracy is one of struggle, sacrifice and pain. Therefore, it is imperative that every South African familiarize themselves with this. And the Apartheid Museum in Johannesburg is one of the best places to do this. From the moment one arrives at its entrance, the journey into our troubled past begins with issuing of tickets. The museum is not only well thought out but also well planned. It's an immersive experience that places the visitor in the shoes of the oppressed through the exhibitions and displays. From identity cards to the dompas, one is immediately familiarized with the brutal system of segregation developed by the apartheid government. Informative displays can be found every step of the way, explaining how apartheid affected the lives of people. In total, there are about 22 permanent exhibitions tracing the journey of apartheid from its inception to its destruction. But it's not only a story of despair, as one learns on the tour. The human spirit triumphed with the abolishment of apartheid and the election of a democratic government in 1994. There is no doubt that the Apartheid Museum is a must-see for every human being, if only to experience the words of Nelson Mandela, that never, never, and never again shall it be that this beautiful land will again experience the oppression of one by another and suffer the indignity of being the skunk of the world. Go-karting offers those speed freaks wanting to live out their Formula One fantasies an opportunity to do just this. Step onto the track, buckle up, and unleash the Michael Schumacher in you.
Rambek Raceway is a go-karting place. It's an indoor one. We're helping kids how to drive actually. We're starting from the age of 7 up until the age of 45. If you still know how to drive a go-kart, doesn't depend with the age.
Over the years, the sport of go-karting has become extremely popular as people compete against each other. The tracks are designed to give the rider maximum pleasure as well as a few challenges in keeping their car on the road.
Anyone who's willing to come and try the go-kart, you're welcome to try. It's a fun place. You can experience a lot of things, and at the end of the day, we can just help you to reach your dreams if you want to do it professionally.
Muslims are also allowed to have fun, and go-karting offers participants hours of non-stop action. The South African Muslim palate has never before had so much choice as far as food is concerned. Eateries are popping up all over the country, and in the tiny suburb of Mayfair, the recently opened restaurant and cafe run by a Palestinian couple has become the talk of the town.
This is my restaurant. It's same my restaurant before in my country. Same name. It's King Arabic Sandwich. This is named because I make it a different sandwich. Sandwich shawarma, sandwich, falafel sandwich. Also is the pastry, is pastry like name is my country, as you say, is pastry is sandwich. It's not pastry also, but different filling.
Their recipes are simple homemade foods and baked goods that have existed in their families for generations. It can be described as simple yet delicious, and has people coming back for more.
All the people is you like it my food, and is come again, you visit me again also, not is come and you buy and never see him, no, as I have too much customers, alhamdulillah. Is my food is different, is I make it is nice shawarma and falafel, because is my country is best country for the Middle East, you make it the falafel, you see, and the shawarma also.
While their personal story is quite tragic, this entrepreneurial couple has done the best they could and in return support their families back in Palestine. This is one not to be missed shop and cafe, so hurry before the rest of South Africa discovers it.
For those already planning on visiting some of these places, do go to our Facebook page for more information. Please encourage your family and friends to tune in every week and also follow us on our social media pages. Until next week, I'm Mari Mukwanda. Salang Hantle. Assalamu alaikum.